Thank you so much for joining us here on Joy News Prime. Now, after several failed assurances, the Accra-Tema Motorway redevelopment and expansion project has finally begun with a secure funding of $338 million. Its completion not only promises to add extra lanes, but also address the daily challenges faced by motorists using the stretch. There's more in the following report. With Parliament's approval of a $338 million concessional loan between the Road Ministry and the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, the Accra-Tema Motorway will, for the first time since its construction in the 1960s, undergo a major transformation. The project, to be supervised by Maripoma Enterprise Limited, a Ghanaian-owned construction firm, is expected to be delivered in phases. 3 extra lanes will be added to the existing 2 lanes on each side, making it a 10-lane dual carriageway. Phase 2, Tetekwashi to Apenkwa, will have 6 lanes on each side. The current deplorable states, lack of street lights, numerous potholes, and tens of unapproved routes described by motorists as death trap make the commencement of this project a welcome development for many who ply the stretch.
I'm very happy about it because it will limit road traffic accidents, and it will make us free, like it will limit the traffic on the way, because whenever we are coming from Volta, we find it very difficult, especially the traffic. You spend about, instead of 2 hours, you spend about 5 hours before you get to your destination. It has been a headache for us. So I'm very glad, and I hope this is election time. The government will surely do it.
It's a good idea, if only it's not a political talk. Because now the country is expanding. Motorway now, residential areas are around it. So if they are going to expand it and make layouts for commercial vehicles, then it's a very good idea.
Although preliminary works like the installation of warning signs and clearing of the shoulders of the road have begun in earnest, they suspect the move is a political strategy for voters during the 2024 elections.
We have been hearing this over and over again. So I'm thinking, because it is an election year, that is why maybe the government is trying to bring such a thing so that it can read the heart of the people who are living along this stretch. If they are telling us they are coming to do 10 lanes, for that one, it is not true. It is never true. And it will never happen. If it is Kwame Nkrumah telling me, I'd rather believe that.
So we've given them 8 years, and we've not seen anything so far. What can they do with only less than 12 months? It's possible, but they will not do.
So what would you want to say to them about the motorway?
All the best. All the best to them.
Some people are, however, willing to give government the benefit of the doubt.
In Ghana, everything is political. Everything any government is doing is political. So if they are going to do it for them to win the next election, is good.
Always when we say it is politics, then they will take it like that. So we should believe what they are saying, so that we pray for them. Because if they are able to do it, it will help us with the Ghanaians.
In the interim, motorists are urging the contractor to promptly patch all potholes on the stretch to ease the daily gridlock while they work on the main expansion project.
He's supposed to do the patches, but I think I can suggest to him that he's supposed to use concrete instead of using that coal or whatsoever they have been using on the other roads.
If they can manage to fix the potholes, it will be a good idea, but they should continue to expand the road. Because now the area is not a residential area.
Currently, aside the earth-moving machines at the contractor's site office, there are road signs signaling commencement of construction works. Reporting from the Accra-Tema Motorway, my name is Carlos Caloni for Joy News. Now, our next story sheds light on individuals who are homeless living on the street around Kwame Nkrumah Circle. Now, despite their challenging circumstances, these individuals have taken the initiative to clean the streets every first Saturday of the month. Now, in conversations with my colleague Caleb Osei-Mensah, these men and women express their desire to reside in a clean and beautiful environment, emphasizing the assuring the Accra Metropolitan Assembly of their commitment to implement positive changes despite their current predicament.
We might be homeless, but we're not dirty. That is the message the homeless around the Kwame Nkrumah Circle are hoping to push with their monthly cleanup exercise initiative. This initiative seeks to challenge stereotypes and showcase their commitment to maintaining a clean environment despite their homeless status. Chairman of the Streets and Homeless Community, Prince Boateng, says they have endured mistreatment by city authorities for years and have often been blamed unfairly for the filth in the capital.
We
organize these street exercises because the AMA keeps harassing us. We receive lashes on our backs sometimes for sleeping at the wrong places. We are tagged junkies because we do not keep the place tidy, but we are all not like that. So we have to organize these street exercises to create a clean and peaceful atmosphere with the AMA.
Isaac Kofi pleaded with the Accra Metropolitan Assembly to give the homeless a chance.
We want to plead with the government to stop the AMA from harassing us because of where we sleep. We promise to keep the place tidy every weekend.
Joshua Odate, the assistant chairman of the Street and Homeless Community, hopes this initiative will serve as a means for them to gain some favors.
First of all, I want to draw the attention of the AMA because as we do here, if you go to any country, Italy and all the foreign countries, people are sleeping outside. But for Ghana here, if you are sleeping outside, they think that maybe you are a junkie or somebody. So today we plan together to do a cleanup exercise to draw the attention of the AMA that it's not like we are junkies or we are homeless. It's something brought us here. So if you are sleeping here, we have to clean the environment so that we will not get some disease like malaria and those things.
Clean environment is a key to a healthier you, so keep it tidy. Caleb Osei-Mensah's report for Joy News.
Now, after enduring three uninterrupted political administrations, Ghana has found a respite in democracy following the adoption of a fourth Republican constitution. Stanley Nible chronicles Ghana's journey from the era of political turmoil to potentially advancing democratic dispensation.
Constitution Day is one of the three public holidays established by the Public Holiday Act 2001, Act 601, signed into law by President Akufo-Addo in 2018. Celebrated on January 7th, it commemorates the adoption of the Constitution of the Fourth Republic of Ghana in 1993. The holiday declared under Section 2 of the Public Holiday Act emphasizes the importance of democracy, liberty, democratic governance, rule of law, accountability, and constitutionalism. Before the Fourth Republic's constitution, Ghana experienced three interrupted political administrations marked by military coups, including the overthrow of the first Prime Minister and President, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, in 1966. Subsequent leaders, such as Dr. Kofi Abrefa-Busia and Dr. Helen Liman, faced truncated tenures due to coups. These coups were prompted by accusations of corruption, dictatorship, and unpopular governance. The establishment of the Fourth Republican Constitution reflects Ghana's commitment to avoiding a return to past political instability, with 5 successful elected democratic governments alternating between 2 political parties. Strict adherence to democratic principles has become a hallmark of the Fourth Republic. Article 3(4) of the 1992 Constitution further mandates every Ghanaian citizen to defend the Constitution, rejecting any threat to democracy and standing against oppression and instability.
Now, rusty roofing sheet protecting an already wobbly wooden structure with eroded cement bricks on the side is the simplest description one can give Christ the Answer RC Basic School at Mepe in the Northern District of the Volta region. With a shortage of teachers, effective learning has been adversely affected the number of schools in the area. My colleague Clinton Yebua visited the communities and has come through with the following report.
The structure is worn out, weathered and hangs loosely, but accommodates not less than 60 pupils in the school all the years gone by. The classrooms are crafted from standing wood, walled with plain concrete blocks serving as a mini wall. Classes come to an abrupt close when the clouds gather.
If the rain will come to the schoolroom, we don't have sitting place, so the madam will close us, then we go.
The school is located in the Mepe traditional area in the North Tongu district of the Volta region. The town looks relaxing with its colorful culture and people, but the quality of education in the area is diminishing. Christ the Answer RC Primary School is one of the few schools in the enclave. In 2014, two communities, Mepe and Bato, in the North Tongu constituency decided to construct this wooden structure, recognizing the insufficiency of educational facilities and educational personnel in these communities. Since 2014, that is 9 years down the lane, the situation here has been the same, no improvements. Their predicaments come on the blind side of an abandoned classroom block. This is the structure reported to be the new school block to replace the old dilapidated one. However, according to the assembly member, the structure, which is at 70% completion, has been left in weeds since 2020. P.T.S. Agbemo Nomenyo is the assembly member.
And we are hoping that as the contractor was on site, and what he told us, this project will have finished earlier for students to move into the classrooms. But as at now, you can see that the project is at roofing level. So all efforts for the project to be completed are proved futile. And as at now, you can see, even at the classrooms, when the school started, we had students about 200. But because of lack of infrastructure, most of them have left the school, and parents take the students out of the school. So the few ones over here. As an assembly member, anytime we go to assembly meetings or sometimes I engage the DC on it, and he always assures me he will come to site and then work. But lately I learned the contractor said he's not coming back to site because he has not been paid. So he used his money to build the structure till now. So as he has not been paid, he's not coming back to site to continue the work.
33-year-old Patience Nyamiche is the only teacher handling all the classes, from kindergarten to primary 6 since 2015. With no remuneration, Patience is motivated by the smiles of her pupils to persevere in teaching.
But we are two. The person that is my headmaster has passed away, and I'm here alone without any assistance. But I know that if I'm here, the student will become somebody in future.
Now, while many students eagerly anticipate returning to school, 9 orphans at the Power of Love Children's Home in Bechile, located in the Accra-Tema municipality of the Greater Accra region, face the risk of dropping out of school due to financial constraint. There's more in the following report.
It's breakfast time here at the Power of Love Children's Home. Here, 35 orphans have a roof over their heads. Established just over a decade ago by Madame Amanda Mensah, the home also covers the school fees of the children. But there is a challenge.
I have been running this home for between 13 and 15 years now. Currently, I have about 35 children, and 9 of them are due for higher education. And looking at the circumstances, some are the nursing training, One is at Accra-Tema Technical University, and others are going to SHS. And looking at 9 of them coming together at a go, it's very, very difficult for me to handle. So I need your support. Otherwise, some of them may have to drop out because my strength cannot do this all by myself.
Some beneficiaries share their predicament with us.
Now, I've been in the Power of Love Children's Home for the past 11 years now. And I'm in Chirapa Community Nursing Training College. And I'm offering public health. As my mom already said, school fees especially mostly is a problem because our mom struggles to sometimes pay. And it's for our school fees for this term is 4,000 plus, as she already said. And our transportation, our feeding are also important to us. So we need your support. Without support, to be very difficult for us to continue.
I've been in the Power of Love for almost about 9 years, and I'm in the tertiary, Takoradi Technical University. I'm a second year, and the program I'm reading is procurement, purchasing and supply. So I want to plead with everyone watching us to help support our mom because she's doing a great job and she can't do it alone. We are many, and taking care of 2 children is not easy, and talking of more than 30, and nine of us is about to go to school. We've not even paid our fees. I've paid my accommodation, but I'm left with the school fees. If anyone is out there who can come and be like, oh, mom, I want to take care of 2 or 3 children, we will really appreciate. It will be a hell because if she can't, there is nothing that she can do. Some of us must drop out, which it will affect our lives.
Madame Amanda Mensah is appealing to the public to intervene.
Like a girl at the nursing training, if I don't get support to push her, she may have to drop out. Like the one at the technical university, if I don't push her, she may have to drop out. So I'm just appealing for your support. The nursing training, the fees is about 4,000 plus, and the one at technical university, the accommodation and the fee is also at 4,000 plus, and the others, those who have gotten admission to the SHS, have to buy their stuff, their trunk, their bedsheet, so many other things, and their transportation. So I'm appealing to you, if you can pick a child and sponsor, I'll be very, very grateful, and this will go a long way to help the children to become responsible citizens, to help their nation, Ghana.
The academic future of these 9 students hangs in the balance. They need a financial miracle to keep them in the classroom. Carlos Kaloni, Joy News, Bechile.
You're still watching Joy News Prime with me, Carlos Kaloni. We'll take a short break. We'll return with more. Please stay. Welcome back. A group of Ghanaians residing in Germany accusing the Forestry Commission in Enchi in the western region of administrative negligence. They argue the division sat aloof while illegal miners destroyed the Tano Amia Forest Reserve. They have petitioned the Commission for Human Rights and Administrative Justice to immediately investigate and prosecute all actors involved in the destruction of the forest reserve, particularly state institutions. Now, microbiologist Suleiman Isufu is the lead petitioner.
The Forestry Commission is engaged in what we call administrative negligence. So we are saying that because if you look at the Forestry Commission Act, that is Act of Parliament 517, they have the power, they've been conferred powers of the state to protect forest reserves from pillage and from carnage. So when you are charged with a responsibility and you fail to discharge that responsibility, even though you have been paid for the discharge of that responsibility, then you are administratively negligent. And this is the barest minimum. But as you read our petition, we believe there could be more to it, or there could be more to it than meets the eye. That is why we are asking Shraj to investigate and probably confirm other malfeasances which are not apparent in the report that has been filed by Ghana's best journalist, Erastus Asaridonko. So as it stands now, on the face of it, we are accusing them of administrative negligence, but we believe there could be more than meets the eye, and it is only an investigation and probe that will establish as to whether there are other malfeasances that probably precipitated the indolence that we have seen from the Forestry Commission.
They have threatened to drag Shraj to court should they fail to act swiftly.
We are planning that if Shraj were to fail to respond per law, we would, for example, file RTI to demand of Shraj to give us an update and to explain why they will not act on our petition. If that does not, for example, work, we identify other courses of action, including, for example, bringing a lawsuit and class action against other state institutions, including Shraj itself and Forestry Commission for negligence. We would go as far as going to the Supreme Court, for example, to declare the ineffectiveness of Forestry Commission as a breach of law and as a breach of the fiduciary duties that have been imposed on them by our laws. So we are willing to pull the string to the last breath to ensure that state institutions that are responsible for protecting our environment work. And there are other state institutions that can force those protectors of environment to work. And one of them is Shraj. They have to set up and ensure that Forestry Commission, EPA, and all those state institutions that are being paid with our taxes, they set up and work. Otherwise, we are all in danger. There's nobody that is safe from this catastrophe that is going to befall us if we allow Galamsey to survive.
Now, the Yuletide season comes with a lot of frenzy. In many regions, musical concerts and other entertaining events are held to commemorate the period. Takoradi, Western Region's capital, is not left out of the farm. Tadi, as it is informally called, has gradually branded itself to be the destination for Christmas celebration through the masquerade industry, also known as fancy dress or ankos.
Most revelers, young and old, travel from far and near to engage in the jumping of ankos. The activity consists of dressing up in colorful fancy attire and dancing through the major streets of Takoradi. However, patrons of ankos are often fixated on the masquerading clubs to join based on the team that produces the beautiful attire. Rarely do they think of the band which will provide music for the dancing. Meanwhile, the tunes of the band and how crafty it is makes wearing the fancy dresses worthwhile. Yao Echampong is the secretary of Rhythm 360 Band. His band accompanies the masquerade group Unicorn. Speaking to Joy News, he concurred that the band is what makes ankos exciting.
Originally, it wasn't supposed to be that, but our generation, as time goes by, right now it has shifted to the brass band being the main figure for the masquerade. And why? It is all about brass band in Takoradi. Weddings, we do brass band. Funerals, we do brass band. Even parties, we do brass band. So brass band is generally an integral part of our everyday life, our everyday entertainment, our everyday excitement. It is part of us. So I think they are coupled together, but in our generation, the brass band is rather pulling or pushing the masquerade into more limits. But originally, it wasn't so. It was solely the brass band doing everything. But now, the inclusion of the brass band, especially rebranding ourselves in this generation.
That's all we have in this bulletin. You can log on to myjoyonline.com for more stories. My name is Carlos Caloni. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening.